This may just be the best scoring run of several players we've ever seen in a World Cup campaign. I mean, when was the last time you watched the World Cup and you saw several players going head to head for the Golden Boot? Not in my lifetime. And the games, oh my days, this round of 16 is nuts. I mean, Norway with the upset against Brazil, England against Mexico. We're gonna get into all of that later. England, I'm gonna make a separate video about. This video is about Haaland. I hadn't even said much about Haaland, but I've had like 4 hours of sleep after watching the England game. Please ignore this red spot right here. I had a pimple after waking up. All the stress they put me through. What do you mean 11 minutes at a time? Are you crazy? But no, Haaland, I made a video about on this channel over a year ago. It was about him reaching 100 Premier League goals and how he was the quickest to do so. Yesterday, he also reached a milestone. It's not one of these big monumental milestones. Haaland has now scored 60 goals for his country, and he's managed to do this in 53 games. He's averaging a 1.1 goal to game ratio. With that being said, he's also not the quickest to do so. It's Gerard Muller with 48 games for West Germany. But the one behind him is Kylian Mbappe, and it took him 100 matches. So he's done it half as quick, but just not as quick as Gerard Muller did. Quickest international player to reach 100 goals is Cristiano Ronaldo. He'd done it just the other year. You probably do remember. It took him 165 matches. Now, Haaland needs to score 40 goals in less than 110 games for his country to beat that record. The way it's going, Haaland is going to surpass this record by the time he's reaching 100 games. We could see him break this within the next 2 years, honestly. Like, it's not even far-fetched. Besides the point, I'm getting off topic now. I just saw this and I just wanted to mention how insane Haaland really is. I know we speak about Haaland all the time, but I don't think people really understand how good this man is. It's the same with Kylian Mbappe. It's the same with several players on this planet that really don't get the respect they deserve. Like, they might get the respect, but they're so much better than they're played out to be. Harry Kane has now got the second highest scoring run of all time, just behind Messi in a single season or campaign, whatever it is. And it's still going because, I mean, England's still in the World Cup as I'm recording this video. Kane might just be one of the most underrated players of all time. I mean, if England go on to win the campaign, if Harry Kane ends up being the top goal scorer in the World Cup, he might even win the Ballon d'Or. Okay, let's talk about Brazil against Norway, because a lot of people had Brazil winning this game, and quite favorably. Yes, Norway came into this game looking good from their previous matchups. They lost to France with their second team, but even then they still played good. Brazil had great chances. They had amazing chances. Endrick, as soon as he came on. Let's talk about Gabriel and Haaland. I know this man Gabriel hates Haaland with a passion. He can't beat him at club football. He can't beat him at international football. He's going to have nightmares, because when he went up for that header, I know Gabriel was thinking, I ain't getting this header. I just want to speak about Neymar. Honestly, seeing him crash out of the World Cup with Brazil, even though he came on as a sub, he hasn't really played that much this World Cup. It's sad. I'm a huge Neymar fan, and I would really love for him to win some sort of international trophy. Obviously, he's retired now from Brazil. With all the injuries he's got going on, I don't see him playing football in the next 2 years. I think he's just going to hang up the boots and retire, especially if he's not going to get any good offers from Santos or from European clubs. If he's not going to Inter Miami to play with Messi or something like that, I don't see him sticking around much longer. There's nothing for him to do. You know, his incentive was the World Cup, and now that they're gone, I don't see him playing in another 4 years. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't see that happening. As good as Neymar was in his whole career, it's sad how much better he could have been. You know, that's just the way life goes though. Some people go one way, some people go the other. And that's just the cost you have to pay for playing with Messi and Ronaldo in their generation, in their era. Anyways, England versus Mexico. I want to make a video on this separately. I'm not going to go into too much detail. England go through with a red card, with all those refereeing decisions, you know, for both good and for worse for both teams. It was the most stressful match I've had to watch in a long time. I'm a Chelsea fan. I don't get much stress these days. I just turn on the TV, I see Chelsea get smoked, and I go back to doing what I was doing. But how good did England look defensively in this whole altitude conditions that we was hearing this whole past week? For Jude Bellingham to step up when it matters most, for Kane delivering like he did. Lester Gordon was amazing that game. Dan Burn coming on as a sub just absolutely changed that whole defensive line. Look, England, whether you like to admit it or not, have a chance to win this. And I'll tell you why. They might not have the best squad on paper. They might not have the most pretty play style. But Thomas Tuchel is at the wheel. Harry Kane is on smoke. Jude Bellingham, I don't even need to say more. They're playing with a chip on their shoulder. Back-to-back Euro finalists, very high placements in the previous 2 World Cups. Look, I'm not one of the people that are going to sit here and tell you, look at what happened in 1966. It's happening in today. Look at what happened then. Look what's happening now. The stars are lining up. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that. Although I could make a whole video on that because there are a lot of coincidences happening currently. But I'm not going to be that guy. There's a different type of passion. There's a different type of feeling this time around. I think it's because they actually believe. The fans believe, the players believe, and they have a coach that actually believes in them. Not to, throw smoke towards Southgate, but come on. Tuchel has come in and transformed this team, whether you like to admit it or not. Yes, he didn't pick the media favorite players. He's picked his own players that he wants to go with. And so far it's working. You can have his criticisms all you like, but he's still marching forwards. England coming back from adversity in that Congo game, in this Mexico game, when they got that player sent off. That's how you breed a championship winning team. When you face adversity, when you rise in these different occasions and you keep going forwards. I'm not trying to sound like some motivational guy here, but I'm just saying, England so far have put on the best game of the tournament and they've had some of the most stressful, nerve-wracking matches. They've been through a lot this World Cup. And so far, you can't really throw anything at them anymore, which they would have experienced. They were down. They had a man down. Look, I'm not going to speak too much. Insane game from England. And now they're going to face Norway in the quarterfinals. We will be there. And finally, the game is going to be in America, so we're not going to have these crazy time zones anymore. But with that being said, I just wanted to mention some of the things that happened yesterday. It was insane. I'll make more in-depth videos about these specific things, but it's just something I wanted to get off my chest, like a quick roundup. I want to do these sort of roundup videos about, what went down, what happened. And if you guys want to see more, do let me know. As usual, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking by, and I'll catch you in the next one.